What's up guys, my name is Liam, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Sprime PM1. This is a G703 inspired shape that has recently taken the internet by storm. Though this is just a production sample, I'm going to be doing a brief overview on my initial reactions on this mouse so far and letting you know, is this going to be something worth looking forward to? And even more importantly, could this potentially be the perfect gaming mouse for you? Let's check it out. Alright guys, before we get started today, I did want to let you know this was obviously sent out to me. This is just a production sample, and things that you're going to be seeing in this video about this mouse are subject to change due to the final release. Here's the receiver that they did send with the mouse, and just so you know, with this pre-production sample, they did not give us the capability to access the 2K, 4K, or the 8K polling rate yet, so it does just currently come with the 1K dongle, but this does look something similar to the Pulsar, where it kind of is transparent, and you can see the lights through it as you're making adjustments on the actual mouse itself. This is using a fiber composite material, something different than anything else that's currently out there. I do want to say that I am incredibly impressed so far just with my initial thoughts on how this feels out of the box. Very simple stuff. They did ditch the DPI button to reduce down on weight, so it just has the power button over here. They look like they're 100% PTFE skates, and they even perform similarly to 100% PTFE skates. I didn't have a chance to confirm these details with them, but if I had to guess, that's exactly what they seem like. And the first time I picked this up, I really didn't know what to expect because it feels so lightweight. But the good news is I'm really impressed with this material. So far it feels really solid. As I've been gaming with it, I've been trying to give it the death grip, and I haven't been able to get any movement out of it. If I were to double finger it and push really hard, you can get some slight flex, but so far the integrity of this material, it feels incredible. And one of the things that definitely took me by surprise when picking this up is this does come with a coating on it, very grippy coating. It does leave behind some fingerprints here, but I don't mind that too much because honestly how incredible it feels. And I don't want to go too much into the details of the build quality or anything like that, since this is just a test sample, but it's just so shocking to me that this company comes out of nowhere and how they can get a mouse so right. Like the optical switches in here, Omrons, for those of you who've watched my Ninjutso Store 4K video, probably some of the lightest implementation of optical switches on the market. Clicks are just nice and crispy, lightweight. The button design on the side, there's a space in the middle. They're nice and big, so it doesn't feel like there's anything that has been left out so far, or that I have any doubt that these guys don't know how to make a really incredible gaming mouse. And when it comes to the weight and balance on my scale, looks like we got this coming in at approximately 45.1 grams. And when it comes to the balance, it feels perfect on the front to back and even perfect on the left to right. And as I've been talking to them, they're really passionate about what they're doing. They're looking at further ways that they can drop the weight on this even more, but I'll just go ahead and leave it at that. Let's go ahead and talk about the shape comparison. But before I do that, since this is made out of a different style of material, it does feel a little bit different, I'll go ahead and just drop it really quick. Click sound check for you guys. That way you can see what they sound like. And for the G703 lovers out there, this is not a one-to-one clone. It does feel like a mini version of the G703 when I'm going back and forth comparing them to one another. And though I don't know that the exact design details of both of these are 100% identical, I do want to say that when I go back and forth in the hands, that there's nothing that really stands out that doesn't make me feel like they're incredibly similar to each other. Though the side buttons are not identical looking in shape, they do look pretty close. But when it comes to the top hump here, it does kind of have that same middle pointy filling hump here at the top. Again, just all around, just a little bit smaller filling. The front sides do curve pretty similarly up here on the thumb side, and they both feel pretty flat. So again, overall it feels the same. Even on the right side to me, if you look at this all the way around, and we'll go and throw up some turntable shots here shortly, they look incredibly similar, with the PM1 just being slightly a bit smaller. As I have been gaming with this, it does feel more like a mini style shape to me, but as you can see here, throwing it up against a very popular shape like the G-Wolves HTS Plus, even though this does feel pretty close to the HTS Plus in the overall size and dimensions, the HTS Plus is just a bit smaller, and some of the biggest noticeable differences here, if I were to throw these upside down, you can see that the PM1 is definitely much wider than the HTS Plus. If we were to come to the back profile here with the HTS Plus having that pretty aggressive mid hump there, as you can see, it's just a little bit more aggressive here on the PM1, and it sticks up just a little bit higher. And even though the HTS does feel much more narrow than the PM1, I do feel like just the overall scale as far as the length and everything when you put these together, as you can see there, it is just slightly a little bit larger and probably closer to more of a medium size mouse. Since a lot of people are familiar with the overall scale of the Finalmouse ULX or the Finalmouse Starlight 12 Medium, looking at both of these next to each other, you can see they do pretty much scale up against one another. Obviously, the PM1 is going to be a lot wider, and it does have that overall more ergo style shape with a far more aggressive top hump up here, being a lot taller and tapering off more aggressively to the side. But here is a look at them next to each other to kind of give you a better idea of the overall size. All right, then finally, let's go ahead and throw it up against one of the most popular ergo shapes to come out this year, the Lamzu Thorn. You can see down here that the PM1 is much wider than the Thorn, and the Thorn has much more aggressive curves on the side to where the PM1 is a bit more flatter. If you were to look at the top curve profile, it does sit up much higher on the Thorn, or you just pay attention to even the back, the rear of the mice. I do feel like the rear of the PM1 is a bit more narrow. And if you were to stack these together on the side, the PM1 is a little bit shorter as well. The PM1 does feel just a little bit smaller in the hands than the Thorn. Alright guys, so that about wraps things up on the Sprime PM1. Though we still have a little ways to go before this is finalized, I must say that the first impressions that I'm having and how this has been going so far, that I am incredibly impressed. I'm really looking forward to bringing you guys a final review on this when it launches, but so far I can absolutely say that it's real and it's absolutely something that I would recommend looking out for. Alright guys, so if you have any questions or feel like I left anything out, or if there's any other mice you'd like me to compare this to in the future video, please let me know down in the comments below. If you've enjoyed watching this video and are interested in seeing more videos like this in the future, please drop this video a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.